Good morning, guys. Mic check. Everyone hear me okay? Okay, just 1 second. And we will be rolling. Okay, we're in business. Okay, good morning, guys. How y'all doing? Let me get started real quick. So before we get going, I need to post this. It's Monday, so I'm running just a tad bit slow, but I shall have that fixed in a second. So before we get going, past performance is not indicative of future results, right? Trading derivatives carries substantial risk. Make sure you understand the risk. Before trading, you can lose a lot of money. Trading futures, you have to understand what you're doing. Have a risk management plan. I cannot suggest that strongly enough. It can simply be very, very painful to trade without one. And this is for educational purposes. I'm essentially sharing my trade plan with you in hopes that it makes you a better trader. Take what you like, leave the rest. The way that I trade is not for everybody. However, it has worked for many people and helped them make money. So we're gapping this morning. If you look at the some of the things that I posted over the weekend on the, see if I can grab this real quick. Hey, Mari, good morning. How are you today? I do not know why I do not have this, but I will get it. Let's drag this over here. Like so. And get rid of this. Like so. And then we will do this. Hold on 1 second here. And then we are going to, I know what I want. That should do that. And this, make sure that I have this here. Okay. Where is it hiding? There we go. Okay. So 2 things I pointed out over the weekend. Number 1, we are currently trading at on ES 29, 35, 34. Okay. So really important. Why is that really important? See all this? So see all this? This is energy building right here. Now, we're going to have 1 or 2 scenarios. See how we try to break out of balance over here? We try to break out of balance, and then we just push right back in, right? So what we're doing right now is we're trading at 29.34. That puts us approximately right here, right? And we are pushing right up to what this old swing high is to the left. You want to take notes on this because this is giving you the bigger picture, right? So overnight, Globex high has been, wow, I'm just slowly getting everything up and running here, but I will have it. Open domes. 29.37 is where we push to the max right there. Okay, so they just try to push over this swing right here, and they're just kind of stuck right now. Now, what I would normally expect is, since we're gapping, is that we're going to end up the day something like this. Okay, there is resistance up here. When you look at this chart, right, the natural target to the upside would be that naked point of control and that naked TPO over here. That's a natural first target. And if you look at the charts that I posted, this is where I expect initial rejection. As you can see, we fell just shy of that location, but my guess is we'll get into that 39.50-40. So two things when we're trending up. Number one, we're already up 15 points. 20 to 25 usually caps us. So if we're up 15 at 29.34, right, and we tack on another 10, that puts us at 29.44. So somewhere between 25 and 30 up today, which would put us at 49. This is where I expect us to exhaust somewhere today. Now, if we have trend day up, most likely, this is where we end up closing, up in this area. So let me erase this. On the other hand, we come up, we get here, reject, push above, and push all the way up into 28.949 before, let's say, 11 or 12 in the afternoon. I would then expect a backside test back into that 29.40, and then we'll see if they can hold or push back out from this location. But this location is going to end up being pretty pivotal for the day. I don't expect the rally to fail. If you look at NQ, right, first of all, the NQ profile, we're one time into the upside. If you'll notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One time it is defined as an inability to trade below the prior day's low, and we've been unable to do that for multiple days. If you pull that chart in, a bigger picture, right, we're just shy. We closed just shy of that old swing high right there, right? Sorry, there we go. 77.27. NQ is currently trading at. Let me actually get it on the right contract. NQZ 18. Why did not NQZ 18? There we go. 77.01. Overnight high was 15, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm wrong on it. 19. Okay. So they attempted to break out and they failed. So one of two things is going to happen here, right? So you can tell I'm pretty relaxed. And the reason why I'm pretty relaxed is A, the deltas are going to tell me which way it's going to go. B, I know we're due for an expansion of energy, and I'm going to assume as long as we hold the gap, I'm going to go through the gap rules, right? So both on NQ and ES, number one, do we fill the gap in the first hour? Do we fill half gap? Can we get below the first 5-minute low? Those are your easy check marks, right, for figuring out whether we're moving higher or lower. Let me get rid of this. Those are your easy check marks for figuring out if we can move higher or lower, okay, to start with, number one, okay? Number two, second here. I want to take this ES and I want to convert it. Hold on a second here. Duplicate chart. There we go. Chart session. Oh, let's change it. Wait, Rio. Here we go. So when we gap up, so here's an example on the 27th, which is a small gap, but it's a good example, right? So we gap. I'm going to go through the list of questions. A, can I close underneath the first 5-minute bar? Right? These are things that I'm looking for to understand the rotation size, right? Can I get underneath the first 5-minute bar? Do I close above the first 5-minute bar? Notice that once we close above, while it doesn't run like a banshee, it's a constant grind up after we make that initial move higher, right? Example one. Why? I think we're going higher, and I'm looking for longs out of the gate. Now, there is one catch with this. If the long is the first 5 minutes of the day, and I have to buy the open to get it, I probably don't get it, and I'll probably have to buy the break with the biggest volume on it, if that occurs, right? I'm going to show you another gap up. So here's an example where we had a gap up, right? Notice, as soon as we close underneath the first 5-minute bar, right, Notice that that's where the character of the day changes. It doesn't mean that we go down, but we are in balance all day from there. And you can short and you can fade on counter rotations back up, right? Again, I'm going to show you here. We spend a quick moment underneath the first 5 minute. That first 5 minute bar, if you haven't figured it out, makes a huge difference. Notice the first close above it, a backside test, then continuation to push. Notice that they attempted to close underneath, but immediately closed back in, right? And the way you would gauge this was in the first half hour, right? So I'm looking back on the 20th. We opened, they attempted to close underneath, but then you had the rest of the questions, right? Can we fill half gap? And can we get gap fill? Neither of which were accomplished on this day. This is a consolidation through the first really 30 to 45 minutes and then a slow push out. It wasn't a big range, but it did push out. I'm going to go through one more example for you over here. Because we've had a few failures of gaps. Let's see if I can pull this back real quick. There it is. Okay, open. Notice clear, like it's not even close. Like we've clearly closed underneath the first 5 minute bar. Notice that you don't have to short that 5 minute bar, but you can now start looking for setups on the backside, test into that initial structure. So this creates a conflict, right? So remember what you're trying to judge. If it closes underneath that first 5 minute bar, it does not mean that we're going to fall apart straight away. We could, but it's unlikely. What it does mean is we're probably not in trend day up, and you can probably trade both sides of the equation. And that's what you're looking for. And that's what we're looking for this morning. We're about to open, so I'm going to cover the big deltas before we get opened here. So let me minimize this chart. Okay. So prior to the open, our big deltas come from overnight. Looks like this 1616 right here, 1686, is the biggest delta, at least from. Let me make sure of one thing here. Hold on a second here. 17, 16, 59. And settings. Yes. Okay. That 1686 is the biggest delta there. You'll see that we had a lot of pushes in Asia over here. The big push in Asia, or at least the biggest delta that I show in Asia, was back over here on this 1350. And I imagine the first test back into that 1350 finds responsive buyers down there at 29.30 to 29.28 if we can get there. We have to get above 29.3450 to 29.33. Again, we haven't opened above or below it, but right into it. So there's nothing for me to do. I actually have to open above or below to trade that one way or the other. And we are in a gap, so I expect trend day up. If the first opening print is the print that they drive it on, I'm going to end up missing out because the closest place I have to even consider getting long is a stretch down into this area. And something that's really important, guys, remember, you don't have to trade the first half hour. There should still be plenty of trading opportunities through the course of the day between NQ, ES, and CL, right? Actually, well, CL I'm not calling in the room, but copper, CL, ES, and NQ, between all of those, you should be able to find a market that's actually working for you relatively well, right? You don't have to trade every single market out there in order to make money. And you don't have to trade in the first 30 minutes. As a matter of fact, across the board in the US session, if you skip the first hour and you're skilled at finding your entries from a scalp perspective, it's actually easier to make money after the first hour than it is in the first 30 minutes. And the reason for that is the pace of the order entry has slowed down. You don't run the risk of getting run over so severely. So for right now, our bogey to get above or below, above 29.3450 and holding 33.25 opens us up to push to the upside. Failure to get above 34.50 opens us up to come down and test the 30 to 28. And I really don't think we're going to fill that gap. I mean, if we do, there's some support all the way down there at the bottom. And then lastly, I'm watching the rotations, right? The overall waves getting above and below those waves. And if we look from overnight, from that perspective, that's still the top of the wave right there. You can see that's right in that zone. So again, that 33.25 to 34 is still valid. You have to get above in order to push out. My suspicion is that we are going to end up pushing out of that and push higher, but we just haven't done it yet. You know what? 34.75. I know why this stopped updating. Son of a gun. I've got to log in. to get this done. So hold on 1 second. I know I got to log into my interactive brokers because that's what this is linked to. Give me 2 seconds. What I'm going to do in the meantime is put up my other computer. Hold on 1 second here. Let's see this really quickly. This should have. Hold on 1 sec. I got a way of solving this. I just haven't thought it through yet. Let's see. File. One second, guys. I've got to close this down. This is opening. Hold on 1 second. And then let me get the join me going. I have plan B. I know why that's not working. That's really a frustrating CD. One second. Join me. I was wondering why that thing died, and now I know why. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, here, I'm going to switch off really quick so that y'all see this. I need to get my interactive brokers going 1 second. And in the meantime, okay, let me switch over. Okay, and if y'all will give me a minute, I will log in the other computer and have that running. In the meantime, it's pushing up as expected, not a shock. Wow. See where I have this password stored. One second, guys. I'll have this going. Very frustrating. Guys, give me just 1 second here. Not what I wanted to do. Okay. Let's do this. Enough. And over here. Guys, I'm going to pause on YouTube. I'm going to pause the screen share so I don't share my password with the world. I'll be right back. There we go. I'll try this one more time. And NQ pushing new highs, no shock. It's just taking forever. 1 second. And this chart is flashing incorrectly. Let's fix this. I know why I won't do that. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's fix this. Okay. So now, 1 second. Guys, 1 second. I'll have this corrected. Okay. Wow. Global settings. File. Hmm. 1 second, guys. I apologize. I need to get this over to Interactive Brokers, and I can't. So I apologize for the delay. It is. Okay, window, global settings. This should allow me to connect. And it's not allowing me to. Hold on a sec. Chart. Edit. New chart book. New open. New quote book. Open time of sales. Save. Okay, that is not. Hey guys, can someone send me a message under where do I connect to change my my service provider in Sierra charts? I thought it was under file, but I'm incorrect. So I need to switch from. Hey Daniel, there's not a good short, brother. This is gap up, out of balance. It's a horrible idea to short, just FYI. Horrible idea to short. I'm just letting you know. It's such a low odds that it's not a good idea. Hold on, I'm totally frustrated here. Hey Bill, are you online? Can you hear me? Bill, DTS button. Thank you. Okay, it's not allowing me to switch is the problem. Here, let me start this over. Cancel, close. No, let me close it down. Hold on a second here. Let me just do the whole process over 1 second here. I'll just open my original Sierra chart. Close. Ah, there we go. Okay, thank you. I had my first instance closed. I was on my second instance. There we go. Okay. Connected. Great. Now I can go back to DTS. Now I can go back and put on CME. Okay. Close. Connected. File. Open. See if that fixed it. I believe that fixed it. Now I can log out of this. $29.35.75. Still not connected correctly. Guys, I apologize on YouTube. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on this, but I've disconnected and connected. Let's see if I got this right. Chart settings. That is right. But the setting is just wrong. It's just not working. It's just not possible that that's the. Let's call this. Okay. It's not updating in real time. That's all there is to it. Hold on 1 second. Let me think of what else the problem could be. Chart Start settings. Connected. Wow, well, that really sucks. I don't know how to fix this out of the gate. I connected to IB, global settings, DTS, all data feeds. Okay. And it's just not updating. So we're going to plan B, guys. I apologize. We're just going to have to use one computer today until I can figure out how to get this going again. I connected to Interactive Brokers. I opened it up. I connected to the Interactive Broker account. Let me try that one more time. Guys on YouTube, I apologize. I'm going to kill it this morning. I had to fix this issue so I can move on with my day and make money. One important thing, when you have technical issues, right, instead of rushing to trade, pause, right? Pause and let your day reset. There'll be other trading opportunities unless you make it so that you end up getting hurt. So a lot of times your mind can be frustrated or frenzied. I'm going to go through this slowly and get this reset. I really need this computer to be working. I really need the additional screens to get all the data on there. So again, I apologize. I'll be back tomorrow. So sorry that the broadcast didn't go well. So have a great day, and I'll post the link again tomorrow morning. Let me get this data issue fixed.